And she has a master class too on how to be a broker. Imagine what you're getting taught. Just imagine what kind of partnerships you're going to build if she teaches it the way she acts and talks. Just imagine what kind of broker you're going to be. What's up, family? Thank you for joining me in the Truckers Lounge. On this video, I want to do a little reaction to audio. I know that's something different because most people react to videos, but I want to react to an audio just out of respect for the person that I want to make a comment on pertaining to this audio. And oh yeah, and by the way, you don't have to be a trucker to be in this lounge. It's just a conversational platform Eugene and I have. We talk about many different things, but on today, I want to talk about these comments this young lady made in a video that she posted on social media toward the end of March. So I'm gonna play the audio now, and I'm gonna react to it after this.
Trucking industry is trash. It's trash. Don't get in the trucking industry. That's all I keep hearing. And I just wanted to give a hot take right here for a second. If the trucking industry is trash and people are going to continue to sit out here and speak negatively and talk about how bad it is, get out. Sell your trucks, sell your business, sell your company, and get out. Make some room for the rest of us. We waiting on y'all to get out. We're waiting on the herd to thin. We're waiting on opportunity to come back. So leave the industry. For the life of me, I cannot understand why somebody would sit in a situation that they are not happy with or that is not serving them. If the trucking industry is not serving you, if it's oversaturated, if there's too many dispatchers, if there's too many trucking companies, why are you here? Get out. Just leave. You know, so many people jumped into the trucking industry during the pandemic. And the problem with that is this. You jumped in during the pandemic. You did no research. You gained no education. You looked at no data. You got no understanding of what this truly is about and how this works. And it was okay because dummies could make money during the pandemic in the trucking industry. But now, because things are starting to level out, rates are going back to pre-pandemic rates. Now, everyone's saying the industry is trash. No, you were basing your understanding of the industry based off of an anomaly. And how many of you already know that we cannot base any type of trends or data off of an anomaly? So why are you sitting here saying that the industry is this and the industry is that? Get out. Sell your trucks and leave. Oh, my bad. You can't sell your truck because you bought a truck for $100,000 and now that same truck is for sale for $30,000. So now you're going to take a loss. Is that why you won't get out? Because I'm just trying to figure it out here. And if you're tired of dealing with brokers and brokers are trash, stop working with them. Stop. Go find you some direct shippers and do that. Build a business model on that. Stop dealing with the brokers that are so-called trash. Stop sitting in a place that you're not happy with. Why are you here? For what? The industry can't be that goddamn bad and you ain't left yet. I don't know nobody who just want to sit and do anything that's so-called quote unquote bad and you stay here. Leave.
Now, to her credit, she does give out pretty good information from what I've seen just by watching her video. But I have to say the industry is not leveling out. We are back at pre-pandemic rates, but here's the difference. Fuel price is still almost double of what the fuel was before the pandemic. So that's still contributing to drivers having a hard time. Now, she's a social media influencer that's always on TikTok talking about dispatch services. She pretty much has a class that she's selling, if I'm not mistaken, to where she can make money off luring people in to take a course by telling them how good the industry is. The issue is, it's not with what she says. She's right, but she's taking a big dump on the people that she had a hand in influencing to come into the industry. People that had no understanding of how the industry worked. She decided to wear the hat of an expert or to pretend like she's an expert. Had she truly been an expert, she would have explained to them, like, hey, you're coming into the industry now where rates are very high. It's easy to get $5 or $6 a mile going across the country or whatever, but that's not going to last. I don't remember seeing any video that she had where she explained that to people that she was influencing, whether they be people that wanted to be dispatch service or whether it was people who wanted to be in trucking. She was one of the influencers that gained followers and started influencing these people to come into the industry. Now she's taking a big dump on them. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. And to sit there and the way that she just went off like that, to me, that's a sign of, as we already know, there's plenty of companies going out of business. So to me, that's a sign of frustration. To me, I'm assuming she must be losing a lot of her clientele because a lot of them are closing their MCs down because it's not profitable for them. And she's right. A lot of people did buy these trucks at a high price, and you can't even sell them back to the bank or give them back or whatever for nowhere near that amount. But she has a pretty powerful platform that enticed these people to spend that kind of money when they got the SBA loans. Now, she had did a live, and I asked her in her live, I said, what year did you start your dispatch service? She said 2019. And I'm listening at the audio, and I'm like, you talking like you've been in this industry for years. The audacity is going cheap with her, to just come out and say, get out, like this is my house. People, we done gave these social media influencers too much power that they talk like that to people that they influence to do certain things. And I know a lot of you going to say, no, people could think for themselves. No, that's not true. A lot of people can't think for themselves. That's why so many of us go off of what we see on the news, because a lot of us can't think for ourselves. And it's no knock at that. It's okay, to have certain things that you don't understand that you rather an expert tells you about it. But we live in the information era. Anything that we want to know is just at our fingertips. So we could take what a social media influencer says and cross-check it. But so many of us are in a rush to get something for nothing or something easy or something that's passive. I like the term passive income. I don't know how we fit that in trucking, but during the pandemic time, some kind of way, I saw people on the internet making that fit, passive income for trucking. But anyway, she disrespected, I think, a lot of the people who follow her, and she should be held accountable for that. But she's not the only one. There's so many of them that's doing it. It's another guy. I'm not going to call his name. Throughout this, I'm not going to disrespect any of them and call any of them name to who they are. But I just got to talk about it. They may know who they are if they see this video by the description. She may know who she is by hearing her voice on the audio. But it's this other guy. He's an influencer. When I first ran across him, he was saying that, he came outright, I got master classes showing you how to be a broker. And I caught him at a time where he was giving it away for free just to see what kind of information he had. And he had legit information. He really did. He really had legit information. The only thing is that information is out of date. I started noticing him through his journey. He went from talking about taking his class to how to be a broker to then adding how to get government contracts. But these influencers kind of run like a infomercial. They only telling you the good side. They're not telling you all the nuts and bolts to it. Even in his situation, he didn't tell some of the people that follow him. It's going to be a lot of people out here that's going to be chasing shippers because everybody now, everything's shifted. Now people know where to go because the influencers who done worked certain jobs or been in certain careers who done got the information and they decided to release it. So he's not telling people like, hey, it's going to be a lot of people coming at these shippers. So you're going to get the phone hung up in your face more than not. But that's what he sold himself on. But I got to give him his credit. He did explain that, hey, I have classes. But I could see frustration in him too. You could tell with a lot of these influencers when somebody is complaining a lot about their service and what the information that they're giving out. You could tell, when they're getting a lot of complaints because they'll come out with a video like, hey man, you got to put in the work and blah, blah. They don't talk directly at nobody. They just like throw it up in the air. So that's an indication to me like, okay, he's getting a lot of complaints because he sold these people on something that they felt would be easy. And they didn't know that it was going to take a lot of hard work to put into it. So like I say, he kind of ran and veered from that niche, if you will, of giving the information about how to get a shipper to get in government contracts. Now you got people out there in the trucking industry getting contracts to dig ditches. None of these influencers are telling people like, hey, I offer a master class that'll help give you a business understanding of how not only the trucking industry works, but just about anything that you get into related to business. They started selling off being a business owner almost like a trade, like getting a trade to be a welder in Votech in high school. That's how they were selling it off. So you had people coming into the industry that had no understanding of how business worked, and they fell flat on their face still owing out money, whether it be to the government or any other loan institution that they went to be able to break into the industry. And I just don't think that's fair. I just don't think that's fair to mislead people. They have to understand that social media influencers are being held more accountable today than in the past. It could be some kind of legality behind misinformation. So they have to really be careful about what they're doing. I mean, this could like really get them in, when you put on those kind of shoes, it could really get you in a bad situation. But that's for, those two influencers that I just spoke about. Like I said, the first lady, her niche is, this is how you build dispatch. And then you got my guy, like I said, I like this guy. So I'm not really speaking bad about him, but I'm being honest with, the deal is, bro, you got to the point you was living off the sale of your webinars, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Just don't act like you for the people when you're breaking the people. That's what I would say. Then you have your brokers. And it's this one lady, I like her, but she's perpetrating to be a broker when she's really a freight agent. She works for a company. And I swear to God, even during the pandemic, they were one of the cheapest paying brokerages out there. So she gets on social media and she talks about basically how truckers need to stop complaining and just take the freights at the rate that she's offering. That's her influence, I guess, niche, vehicle, whatever you want to call it. She want to get out here and she want to complain about truckers complain too much. I don't get that because, like I said again, she's not even a broker. She's a freight agent. I could tell how she talks and how she say her company operates. So she don't. I don't even think she has access to the customers like that, as far as like going out and getting the customer. But she's kind of on the arrogant side. She kind of reminds me of Bridget Bridget Nielsen from Beverly Hills Cop and Rocky. No, not that Bridget Nielsen. The Bridget Nielsen that was with, yeah, the Bridget Nielsen that was with Flavor Flav. She reminds me of that version of Bridget, just a shorter version, because the real Bridget is like 6'1", 6 foot 1. But that's the method of her influence. Driver, stop complaining. Take the freight at the rate that I give you. And she has a master class too on how to be a broker. Imagine what you're getting taught. Just imagine what kind of partnerships you're going to build getting taught in a way, if she teaches it the way she acts and talks. Just imagine what kind of broker you're going to be. You know, but I digress from that topic with her because I still want to stick on the subject about brokers. But there are some good ones out there. One of them that I ran across, I want to call his name so bad, but I want to be respectful and reach out to him before I even call any of these people names. Just let them know, like, hey, I'm going to be doing a video about you, and I'll, just give you the heads up. I'm going to mention you. But this guy, he seems like he's more honest than a lot of them. He does videos of him showing himself doing sell calls. Um, he shows you the good, the bad, the ugly. He shows the rate cons. He gives a lot of information so that, I mean, it's no doubt of his transparency, in other words. And I like him for that. And he gives good information. He's real calm. He's direct. He's about business. And I follow his videos, and I encourage anybody, if they can assume who I'm talking about, to follow him as well. Especially if you're a trucker, he gives a lot of good information. Let's not start this battle between brokers and truckers, because at the end of the day, we all need each other. I don't care how many of these so-called experts and that's out here on social media try to tell you different, but every shipper is not taking you. So I don't care what a lot of these influencers say. You cannot go to a lot of these shippers and just get their business just like that. They don't even operate like brokers do. Brokers are kind of like lawyers who chase car accidents. You just give them a call, they ready to give the load to anybody who qualified. Shippers do not work like that. Shippers, they want to drop loads off on you in bulk in most cases anyway. And now they want to give it to you at the lowest rate because, hell, they got access to the rates of according to the market rates, because DAT load boards give the shippers free access to the load board, so they can see everything. So they're not going to get on there and give you $3,000 for a load that DAT is saying could be moved for $1,200. Shippers, if they see that $1,200, they might pay up toward $1,500, maybe $1,800. You might get lucky to get $1,800, but it doesn't work like that. But anyway, back to this guy. He is a good broker, but I just wanted to give my rant, man, because I just don't think it's cool for these influencers to come out here during the pandemic, pretend to be experts. Then when you get a lot of these people following you, then you want to take a dump on them. You don't want to be an expert then. But that's how you sold yourself to these people, that you're an expert. You showed no history of who you are. The young lady that I initially started talking about in this video, she just started her dispatch service in 2019, a couple of months from when the pandemic hit. Imagine where her success came from. The drivers coming in droves as owner operators, not having a clue, wanting passive income. She was in the market. But to the get out part that she's talking about, the ones she's telling to get out, they're not going to be the only ones leaving. See, billionaires are reconstructing the industry. Yeah, they're reconstructing the industry now because they don't really want to share. True, you're going to have isolated incidents where you'll have probably 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 15, maybe 1 out of 20 that may have a direct shipper, a carrier or broker that's small company, where that has a small company that may have a direct shipper or whatever, or a contract or whatever, and may do fairly well. But what about the rest of us? You know, we're talking statistics here. Couldn't find my words. I apologize. But what about the rest of them? You have to think about that. So, you know, like the guys who are doing pretty good, congratulations. Don't rub it in these guys' face who aren't doing good. It's okay to give them hope, but help them understand that you didn't get it easy. You know, you may have to put in some work for that, you know. But that's all I wanted to share, man. I just wanted to touch on that, to beware of trucking influencers. A lot of them really don't know what they're talking about. They really don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, everybody be safe. Love y'all. Stay up. And this is Bull. I'm signing out of the Truckers Lounge. Take my ass to bed. Peace out.